What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be running through my round 12 tips for the 2025 AFL Premiership season. Now, before we do that, let's take a look and see how I did back in round number 11. Alright, as you can see on the screen, in round number 11, I got a total of 6 out of 9 tips correct. Haha. The only tips that I got incorrect were the Dogs tip, the Hawthorn tip, and the Sydney tip. Every other tip I did in fact get correct. And that currently has me in 21st spot in my own tipping competition, and I'm on a total score of 61 points. So I feel like I've moved up a little bit from where I was before. I feel like I was like third or second last before. In first spot again, we do have Mr. Ray White, who got 7 out of 9 tips correct last round and is on a total score of 72 points. So Mr. Ray White just enjoying a 2-point advantage at the top of the table. But yeah, let's not waste any more time and take a look at what my tips are for round number 12 of the 2025 Premiership season. Alright, we kick things off tonight at the Gabba, where the Lions are taking on the Bombers. The Lions are coming off a 33-point win over the Hawks, and the Bombers are coming off a 23-point win over the Tigers. So both teams coming into this game off the back of a win. Should be a decent contest, but I feel like at home the Lions are going to be way too good for the Bombers. I know the Bombers got up by 23 points over the Tigers last round, so they're feeling alright, but I just feel like it wasn't their greatest performance, the Bombers, and they're coming into the Gabba against the Lions side, who had a very, very good 33-point win over the Hawks. It's going to be very tough for the Bombers. So yeah, I'm going to be backing in the Lions in this one. I feel like the Lions are going to get it done by a decent margin as well at home in front of their home fans. So I'm going to be backing in the Lions by a margin of 28 points over the Bombers in this one. Next up, we move on to My Pies taking on the Hawks. A big Friday night clash at the MCG. My Pies are coming off a 45-point win over North Melbourne. The Hawks are coming off a 33-point loss to the hands of the Lions. Yeah, interesting game, this one. I know we're coming off a 45-point win over North Melbourne, but I'm still a little bit nervous for this one because Hawthorn are a team in recent times that have just been able to beat us, and I'm really nervous that that could happen again. It's just been one of those weeks where not everything has gone to plan for me, and I just feel like Hawthorn, being our bogey side, I'm just really nervous. I'm just really nervous for this game. I hope and I pray that we can beat them, but they always seem to get the upper hand over us. So yeah, really nervous for this game. I'm still going to back us in. I do feel like it'll be a close game, but I'm going to back us in by a margin of 15 points, just the way that we're going at the moment. I just feel like we can get the job done over the Hawks. But yeah, it'll be an interesting game. I pray that we can beat them, but they are our bogey side, and yeah, I'm just really nervous for this game. But yeah, I'm still going to back us in by a margin of 15 over the Hawks. Then we move on to the Saturday games, and we kick it off at People First Stadium for the game between Gold Coast and Freo. Gold Coast are coming off a 19-point win over the Saints. The Dockers, they're coming off a 49-point win over the Power. Are the Dockers finally getting consistency in their season? Who knows? But they've won 2 on the trot now. Yeah, should be a decent game, this one. You know, the Dockers are feeling a little bit confident at the moment, whereas the Suns, though, they are feeling really confident at the moment, the way that they're playing this season. So yeah, should be a decent game. I feel like the Suns, though, will be a little bit too good at home for the Dockers. I know the Dockers they're in a decent mood at the moment, but I feel like at home the Suns will be too good for the Dockers and get the win by a margin of 25 points over the Dockers. Then we move on to NG Stadium, where the Giants are taking on the Tigers. The Giants, they are coming off a 28-point win over the Blues. The Tigers, they're coming off that 23-point loss to the hands of the Bombers. Really not much to say about this game other than I really hope that the Tigers are competitive in this game. To be fair, the Tigers have been you know, fairly competitive in most of their games that they've played this season. You know, they were competitive last week against the Bombers. They've beaten the Blues this season. They took it up to the Lions at the G. They took it up to the Ds, who are playing some good footy. So hopefully they can be, you know, competitive in this game. But I feel like against the Giants, at NG Stadium as well, it's going to be a very, very tough game for them. I mean, they have beaten the Giants before at NG Stadium, but you know, I just feel like this season it's not going to happen. So I'm going to be backing in the Giants in this one by a margin of 52 points over the Tigers. And then the last game on the Saturday, we have got Sydney taking on the Adelaide Crows. The Swans are coming off a 53-point loss to the hands of the Ds. I don't feel like anyone saw that happening, but it did. And the Crows, well, they are coming off a 66-point win over the Eagles last round. So, you know, differing results going into this game for both sides. Yeah, interesting one. It's a very interesting one. You know, the Swans have been a bit 50-50 this season. The Crows have been up and down as well. So it's hard to make, you know, it's hard to think what the result's going to be in this one. It could really go either way. I just feel like at the SCG, the Swans will get back on track. They would have been disappointed with how they played last round against the Ds. You know, not taking away anything from the Ds. They played superbly in that game, but the Swans would have wanted to play better. I know the Crows won by 66 points, but it was against the Eagles, so that was kind of expected. So yeah, in this game, I just feel like at the SCG, they'll be up and about for this one. It'll be a tight contest still, but I feel like the Swans will get up by a margin of 14 points over the Crows in this one. Then we move on to the last two games of the round on the Sunday, and we kick it off at Traeger Park up in Alice Springs, and it is Melbourne taking on St Kilda. Melbourne, they are coming off a big 53-point win against the Swans, whereas the Saints are coming off a 19-point loss to the hands of the Gold Coast Suns. Yeah, the Ds, they're just in some really good form at the moment. They beat Sydney last round, and the round before that, they beat the Lions. So yeah, the Ds are coming into this game with a lot of confidence. The Saints, they've just been 50-50 this season. They've had some decent results, and then they've had some, you know, not great losses as well. So yeah, I feel like the Ds should be getting up in this one in Alice Springs. So I'm going to be backing in the Ds over the Saints by a margin of 32 points. And the last game of the round, we've only got 7 games because a few teams have buys this round. We've got West Coast taking on Geelong. West Coast, they're coming off a 66-point loss to the hands of the Crows. The Cats, they're coming off a 14-point win over the Dogs last round. So yeah, it should be a pretty comfortable win, this one, for the Cats. I feel like the Eagles will be competitive here and there, but I feel like the Cats, with the way that they're playing this season, should be able to get the job done in this one. I am going to be backing in the Cats over the Eagles in this one by a margin of 38 points. And yeah, if they can get the job done in this one, the Cats, they're just completely rolling this season, aren't they? So yeah, I'm backing in the Cats by a margin of 38 over the Eagles. But yeah, those are my tips done and dusted for round number 12 of this season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content that's been put out this week. And yeah, there'll be another video on Saturday after the vlog on Friday. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy that vlog. And yeah, catch ya.